After 15 years, I've stopped being just a consultant and tripled my sales by productizing my services and creating one offer. Welcome to part 2 of learning how to productize your services by creating your one offer. If you've missed part 1 of this video, go check it out right now and come back watching this one. I've left a link in the descriptions of this video. In the first part of this video, you will learn the definition of what one offer is, 7-step guide on how to create your own productized service, and get a demonstration of my own one offer, the Founder Freedom Sprint. Today we will continue by learning how to launch your own productized service in 7 days, how to adjust your sales script and handle objections, and of course how to set up tangible deliverables and success metrics. And by the end of this video you can go on and copy everything I showed to you, create your own productized service, and send it over to me. Let's start tripling your sales. But before we get started, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Now, at this point, you should understand what one offer really means. And we are going to learn how to roll out your own productized service in 7 days. Day number 1 is understanding the pain points you actually solve for your clients. For this, you just need to interview 5 of your current or past clients. Just ask them what was the biggest pain you helped to solve, and where did they found the biggest value in working with you. Write everything down, find a common pattern, and write it down into one sentence. That is your one offer itself. On the second day, you should work on the scope and boundaries of your project. Write down what you want to be included, what should not be, timelines, handoff rules, deliverables. Keep it short as I showed you in the Founder Freedom Sprint. On the third day, you should work on the price and guarantee. In my case, I've started basing my price based on the time I will spend working on the project compared to hourly rate of my freelance projects. That's a good place to start if you have no idea how to price or package your one productized offer. Calculate your flat price like I did. Of course, put a simple guarantee to put more confidence to your clients. Decide on the payment structure you want to follow. And finally, anchor your payment to your outcomes, not the hours spent. On the fourth day, you should start building the assets and templates for your project. Build up the SOP for your whole thing. Put a project management template. Do a mock audit report and every deliverable you will be using. Basically, make sure you are ready if anyone wants to start right now. Day number 5 is setting up your service agreement, putting up your payment structure using tools. For example, in my case, I use PandaDoc to automate my service agreement creation and sending. I use Stripe for payments, and I have templates for each payment of each stage of the project. And I also have email templates which go along with sending a service agreement or requesting a payment. Everything is in template, everything structured, so I don't need to think every time of sending an invoice, forgetting to send it, or doing a collection. On day number 6, you should start doing rehearsals. Role-play your sales script with yourself in front of the mirror, do a Loom video, ask your friend to play as a client, whatever. Try it out to make sure you will feel confident when you jump on a real call with someone. And day number 7 is a day of a rollout. Start emailing people you already know. For example, in my case, I started by emailing my past clients. I have already converted one who is actually implementing the sprint, and I have a couple of more on a waitlist. Use all your available channels. Emails, lead pipelines, LinkedIn, anyone you know. You need to send this out to the world as much as you can. Now that you have your 7-day rollout plan, let's train a little bit around the sales and the script. I'm going to share you the exact sales script I have been using with my first 6 meetings, and I've converted 4 out of these 6. As you have guessed, this again will be consisting of 7 steps. The first part of the call is of course the introduction. Depending on how much initial talk you have had, how good you know the lead, introduction can be a little different. But you should always make sure you introduce your productized offer in your first couple of minutes. If the person knows you well after the small talk, you can jump into it directly. But if they don't know you well, you should start by introducing yourself, give your background, and why is it something you can actually do. And after that, jump explaining your offer. After you have done the introduction, it's time to give your client a space to talk about their own pain points. You can call it like analyzing, audit, or diagnose. Have a list of leading questions from the start to make it easier for your client to open up and give you the proper information too. This might be the most important part of your sales call. Do not improvise and do not ask random questions. Always have a list of 3 to 5 leading questions. By answering those questions, clients should understand that they actually need your service. Once you're done listening to them, you start bringing up your offer. Connect it to the problems discovered in the previous part of the conversation and give them a promise. In this amount of time, I can help you to solve these problems you just mentioned and deliver you these outcomes. This is a clear way of explaining to your client that what you were talking to me just now, I will solve it. And to continue on building your offer, you start bringing in some proof. For example, if you had a client with similar problems or client from a similar industry, start telling their story. Show some proof if you have, or showcase the results you were able to provide. After you're done answering to these questions and bringing a proof, start talking about your price and the structure of the project. If you have a really good offer, a selling point, and the price, this will further make the decision to be easier for your client. Don't forget to add guarantee to this so your client thinks this is too good to pass on right now. And of course, finish your conversation with creating a sense of urgency. Trust me from my own example, if you leave this conversation open, clients will not see this as priority or will tell you, oh, we have other priorities, we'll come back to you in a month or 2 or 3, and you will lose most of them. But if you finish the talk with a sense of urgency and with an understanding like, oh yeah, we have a deal when you want to start to get you the results as soon as possible, we will just give you one of the dates. Now let's go over the most common objections and how to handle them. If you're selling a productized service, one of the most common things people will want is to customize it. Don't change your product, your offer every time for each client. If they want to customize it, they can do it after. In my case, I'm telling them, of course, but after we finish the sprint, we will be able to have another conversation and understand what is there else that I can help you with. And then we can customize and build another service or offer or support after the project has been completed. The second most common objection is, of course, the price. If someone brings up the price, highlight the alternative of not doing this. In my case, because I help them save more money and add capacity, I'm always telling them compared to what is it expensive. What costs them more, spending $2,000 or losing $20,000? And the third biggest objection is usually time. Everybody complains that they don't have time and they're too busy for it. But in my case, giving them more time is one of the deliverables. If I save you 10 hours next week, can't you spend 4 out of them to work on it? If you want to work more with the objections, work with ChatGPT. Send it your own productized service, the whole information, and ask it to be critical and ask you, 15 to 20 objections of why it wouldn't want it. And then ask ChatGPT to give you objection handling over these questions. Having objection handling scripts and points is as important as having a sales script. Most of the times, deal is being closed by handling objections. Now let's talk about the importance of having tangible deliverables and being consistent on your deliveries. Don't forget, the whole purpose of creating your one offer and productizing your services is making them into repeatable projects which will help you scale your business. Here are some of the templates and processes I use every time to ensure my projects are as productive as possible. First of all, I share a schedule of the whole project and a list of the meetings clients need to book before we start the project. No random meetings, no alignment calls that take 2 hours. We make an alignment meeting from the start when I have a proper schedule for each type of the project I need my client to help me. That's it. Take out the chaos of the communication from the start. Second, I have a pre-built task templates for my whole project. When I onboard a new client, I just use create from the template in ClickUp and it has my whole project with its all 20 subtasks. Starting from sending the agreement, collecting payments, finishing client work, meeting, handoffs, training, everything is pre-built from the start to ensure that my team follows the same process. Third is having a proof of results you can share with your clients. That can be audit reports, dashboards, strategies, anything you can share throughout your project with your clients to prove that your project is bringing them some results. And the last one is a clear handoff process. Doesn't matter if it's a training session, Loom videos, SOPs, documents, always tell the clients from the start what the handoff will look like. By doing so, you make sure from the start that client knows when your project will end. And this gives you a lot of space for the upsell when this point comes. And don't forget to track your own numbers and metrics on daily and weekly basis. Cycle times, finish rates, promised when actual deliver dates, any relevant metrics to your own project management. By tracking these numbers, you will optimize your own process, making it more standardized, repeatable, and possibly automated down the line. Now it's time for you to build your own productized service and build your one offer. You have a 7-step guide on how to make it, you have a 7-day rollout plan, you have a 7-step sales script, and of course, the deliverables. And if you want some help on creating your productized offer, shoot me a message or leave a comment under this video. I will be happy to help. And by the way, have you ever wondered how healthy your business is? I've put 10,000 hours of my consulting experience into one short form with 7 questions. It's called a business scorecard and it's free to use. I will leave it in the description of this video. It takes like 1 minute, go test it out and shoot me your score. And of course, don't forget to support the channel by subscribing, liking, and see you next week.